What's going on, everyone? Kurt Singh here with a Great League battle video. New season just started yesterday. These are battles from that day. I did climb up to rank 6 on the day, 25 battles. I've got the screenshot of that at the end of the video. Wanted to try out Hitmontop with the new move Triple Axle. So you'll see it in the lead here. I've paired it with Pelipper and Carbink. I'm using Carbink as the closer and Pelipper as the safe switch. Seems to work pretty good. Get my mic out of the video there. Now that's gonna make a bunch of noise. There we go. So Azumarill on the lead. I don't really want to switch out here because typically speaking they're going to be running Ice Beam, which wouldn't be very good for my Pelipper, and I didn't really want to give up switch into the Carbink and then have them switch out into something that was going to destroy Carbink. So I stayed in for a while, did as much damage as I could. Then they ended up switching into a Medicham. So it's not a super good matchup for me, as Medicham's counters can add up with the rock typing. But I'm able to get to Moonblast here. So I'll throw that, and I do get their first shield. So at this point, I believe I still will live this next move. Yeah, I let that go, live this move, and I should be able to just reach another move before they take me out, but they do reach another move, so they're gonna throw. I'm gonna let it go. At this point, Noctowl can come in, or not Pelipper, not Noctowl, and I reach a Weather Ball. So I'm gonna throw that. This should almost take out the Medicham, and I tried to switch back into my Hitmontop. I was gonna just try to get a little bit of energy there. They do throw an Ice Punch. I let it go, and then I'm able to wing attack down. So in the back they've got an Umbreon, so I'm gonna go straight for the Hurricane. No baiting here, just try to get as much damage as I can. Hopefully they don't block. They do let that go, so that's a win for me, because now they're almost at half health, and Hitmontop will have a really good matchup against Umbreon. So I reach to another Weather Ball, and I'll throw that. Does a little bit more chip damage. Don't have a shield left. They're gonna throw a Foul Play here. That doesn't quite take me out, so I just switch out. Don't want to give them that extra snarl of energy. So I'm able to counter down the Umbreon, and the Azumarill comes back in. I'm gonna throw the Triple Axle right away, and that gets their last shield, and now I'm boosted, and I can just get to another move. I think they were probably one away, or just got to a move there. So that takes out the Azumarill. So that's a good first game. Well played to my opponent. Very close. Just kind of learning this team. I did start, I think I'm rank 3 right now in this video, but I had started rank 3 or rank 2? Yeah, you start at rank 1, so I moved up to 2 and then 3. The first few battles that I did, I used Gliscor in the lead, and then I switched. I had Pelipper and Carbink, but then I decided that I wanted to try Hitmontop and give it a go. I did go 4-1 with that Gliscor team as well, if you wanted to try Gliscor in the lead with the same 2 closers, or switch and close. So here they're going to throw a Frenzy. I decided to block that, and then I can go for the Triple Axle, which is going to do super effective against the grass typing. Takes out the Venusaur, and then they've got the Stunfisk. I think this is just a Rock Slide. Just Rock Slide. I live that. I'm able to throw the close combat here. This will likely get their last shield. They decide to let that go, and then they got a Registeel in the back. So this isn't looking too good for me. I've let my Hitmontop get pretty low on health. And I remember this battle actually. I switched before I knew what Pokemon they had in the back, because I didn't want to get farmed down. But it turns out Registeel wouldn't really farm it down, so I probably counter damage wise I would have done a lot of damage before they got to the first move. But that's okay. I do get their last shield and have them throw some energy. So here they're going to throw right away onto my Pelipper, and it's Focus Blast. I do live that quite easily, actually. And then I get to a Weather Ball. This is going to do a decent amount of chip damage. I will need, I think, 3 to take out Registeel from that health. Maybe 2 with the wing attack damage while getting to that. I just barely live that Focus Blast, but then I quickly switch back into my Hitmontop, and I'm able to reach a triple Axle, which should take out Registeel. I wanted to switch as soon as I could because I didn't want to give them too many turns of lock-on energy to get to a move before I could get to another move. So that's another good game there. So then we got a Flareon in the lead against Hitmontop. Keep in mind too, these are very early stages, right? Yesterday was the first day, so you're going to see all kinds of different teams and different move sets and people doing all kinds of crazy things. So they let that close combat go. They bring in Lantern, and I kind of switched. I was focused on switching because I had used the close combat and I had dropped my defense. And of course they bring in a Lantern and I switch into Pelipper, which isn't ideal, but they let that first Hurricane go. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm able to reach a Weather Ball. So at this point I'm content just to let Pelipper go. No point in using a shield if they decide to throw, but they switch out. I'm not sure why. And that allows me to get to another Weather Ball. So I throw that on the Snorlax that comes in. And I'm really confused by this play. Like I said, it's early, so not everybody plays the same. But yeah, they literally gave up switch and locked their Snorlax in against my Hitmontop, which is super effective with the counters. Let me farm them right down. And I got a ton of energy to threaten the Lantern that comes back in. So I go for a triple Axle here. I do get their last shield. I'm now boosted. And I think I'm really close to another move, so I do shield this Surf up. And then I switch out because I figured that they had a ton of energy and I didn't want to have them throw right away again and take me out and lose all that energy. So I figured I could bank that for the end game, but likely absorb enough energy from the Lantern onto my Carbink and be able to just rock throw down. So here I am able to take the 2 Surfs and rock throw down and take them out, so that's another good game. Well played to my opponent there. So now I've got an Altaria lead. So this actually isn't that bad. With the new buff, I believe they can run Aerial Ace, which they get to faster than they used to, but I still get to the triple Axle, which is double super effective with the Dragon and Flying. And as you can see there, it did a huge amount of damage. I don't think they were expecting that. Oh, they're running Sky Attack, not Aerial Ace. So at this point, I'm able to just counter down. I've used 1 shield, but I did take out the Altaria there. And then they bring in Trevenant. So I go for another triple Axle. I'm sure they'll shield that. And then I'm not quite able to get to another one. I was hoping to get to a last set, like just before they clawed me down there. So I bring in Pelipper, and I'm gonna let this first move go through, I believe, because I think, yeah. So I let that go through. It does a bit more than I thought that it would. I'm gonna shield up the next one, whether it's Shadow Ball or Seed Ball. It would take me out, no problem. So I get to 2 Weather Balls, and I bank those moves, and I jump into my Carbink. And here, take the Leaf Blade. That's super effective. I'm not going to be able to take one more. I'll get taken out. So I reach the Moonblast. I'm going to throw that right away. Gets their last shield. And things aren't looking very good for me here. But fortunately, they decide to throw. So that takes out the Carbink. I feel like they probably could have farmed me down. And I don't think a Rock Throw would have, or a Rock Slide would have KO'd. Maybe. But they still have quite a bit of health. So anyways, I come in, I throw that first Weather Ball, takes out the, whatever that was, and then I throw the next one into the Trevenant. Surfetched, that's what it was. So that's another good match there. So Hitmontop into Arcanine. I think Arcanine is running Fire Fang. So staying in here, trying to think of what to do. I'm just going to throw the close combat and dip out. If it lands, it'll do a lot of damage, and if not, it gets the first shield. I'm fine with that. They have a Jolteon in the back. I mess up here. I should have just thrown the Weather Ball. I was thinking for some reason that I needed to get to the Hurricane and land the Hurricane. So I've got 2 Weather Balls at this point, and I throw the Hurricane. They shield it. So I wasn't really thinking they'd go down 2 shields, so I figured, okay, Hurricane, I'll take it out. But as you see there, it was fully blue. So apparently I guess Weather Ball was much better choice, because as you can see there, Weather Ball almost took them out. So 2 Weather Balls would have done a lot more damage and a lot faster. But I take them pretty low, get both shields. So I'm okay with that. And then watch this. Kadabra, full health almost, few counter damage, and then triple Axle, bang, like almost gone. Two more counters, disappeared. Arcanine comes back in, Fire Fang's down, and in the back I got Carbink with Rock Throw to take care of the Arcanine there. So that's another good match, good game to my opponent there, and I think that's the last battle, and that was a 5-0 set. So a lot of fun first battles of the first couple days. Squavid as the award there. So I've got another team for today's battles that I will showcase. Hopefully I'll have time to make a video for that tomorrow. Try to stay on top of it this season. And there you can see I was rank 4, and here. Good luck. See you in the next one.